these are lessons that can be applied, whether it's in a family setting, in your community, right on your street, in your building, in a business, and obviously, not obviously, but also in a military. And you've been a leader of 470 combat sorties, I believe, or something like that. But there is a moment, and tell me where I'm wrong here, where everybody has their role and there is implicitly just trust me. So you're flying, you've got crew in the back of a plane. They can't see, they've got to just trust you. So unpack that in the context of process and training, and then the colloquialism, just trust me. And if I'm wrong or out of bounds, then pull me in as well.
No, you're spot on, right? In the heat of combat, in the heat of chaos, whether it's combat as in what I've experienced in the military, or it's the combat of life, the combat of business, we have to know that someone's going to execute their job. We have to not be worried about, are they going to forget how to do the mission? Are they going to forget how to do the job? Or are they going to fail? And that comes with what we do on a daily basis. And it starts with the foundations of training. Because if you don't have that training, then I'm not going to even put you in the fight to execute the mission to begin with, right? And you're not going to be on that combat air crew. You're not going to be on that Navy SEAL team, that Delta Force team, that special operations team, or whatever the case may be, because you have not proven yourself worthy. You have not proven that you understand the training. You have not proven that you can implement the training. And you have not proven that you know how to utilize the processes like a checklist, standard operating procedures, or whatever we have in place for our team to execute the mission. So now that we're in chaos, in the midst of combat, you don't even have to say, just trust me. I implicitly, inherently know, intuitively know that you're going to do the job. Yeah. And that's it, right? So, yeah. but again, it starts with those foundations. It starts with that training. It starts with that process, and it starts with us working together, and it starts with being able to communicate, right? One of the things I really love to talk about, Seth, is in order to get to trust, we have to start with communication. That communication leads to commitment, then it leads to a level of mutual accountability, and then it gets us to trust. So when we're in the heat of combat, there's no question, there's no doubt about you being able to deliver when the stakes are high, because we've already gone through the process to see what you're made of, so to speak. And that applies with our families too, right? Our children, they're looking at us. And if we say, hey, kid, I'm going to do X, Y, Z for you, and you don't do it the first time, and you don't do it the second time, and you don't do it the third time, do you think your child is going to keep asking you for something? Maybe they'll ask you, but do you think they're going to expect you to deliver? They're going to say, no, he always just doesn't show up. So even if he tells me, just trust me, I'm going to say, as a kid, there's no way I'm going to trust you, old man, because you've proven to me that you're untrustworthy by your actions.
And it's a two-way street. It's a double-sided coin. You know, that communication that you point to is, to me, it's like the connective tissue.
Yes.
You know, one of my twin daughters left her lunchbox in the car. And no, actually, she left it at home. She's left it in the car before. Just yesterday, she left it at home, and it was dropping her off. And she turned to me very earnestly and said, promise you're going to bring it. For me, it wasn't even a doubt, you know? And for a second, the vulnerable human part of me was like, you're doubting me? You know, like, and I gave her a pinky promise, and we did it. When she came home from school and came into my office, first thing she said was, thank you so much for bringing my lunch. And again, I relived, like, did you doubt? But it was that important. She wasn't dealing with her doubts of me. It was that present, that trust, that it was so important that she wanted to underline it, mark it, score it in a healthy sense, and appreciate it. And it was just such a small thing, but it was big. It had a big impact. And that communication, that I gave my word, is such a connective tissue there.